Greetings everyone, my name is Attervale, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In today's morning weekly livestream, I'll be covering a combination of both Veersmith levels and other levels I found online, primarily focusing on the former. And I'll be covering these levels for about 90 minutes to 2 hours, then showcase art, and on a separate stream, memes plus reacts. Alrighty then, let's start with some of the levels we couldn't do last week. First on today's lineup is Mega Man Retold Iceman by Zamir Rocker with 21 plays and a score of 3. Welcome to stream Andrew, Jedok, Raccoon, Pixel Boy, Robin Jack, Buster, Lapatio. Grab this just in case. Sylveon, all the watchers on Twitch, and anyone else who I missed. NSF replacements are in play as usual. Thank you all for joining. Oh? Go on, Pixel Boy. I haven't really been paying that much attention to the Mega Man fandom this week, especially considering how busy next week's gonna be. Jaden probably won't be joining us for this morning's stream. They're busy with classes. Mega Man Permafrost. Could you send a link to it or more information under the gaming sub-channel? Next week is Sage 2023, aka the Sonic Amateur Games Expo 2023, so there are at least a dozen demos I want to cover. Oh, under reacts. I'd also advise posting it to the gaming channel so more people can see it, as a lot of people don't go to the reacts channel anyways. Yep. After 32 plus years, he's leaving. Well, he's moving to a more ambassador role. Man, next week's gonna be packed with a lot of interesting releases. Indie and non-indie. Oh. Wee. He's not leaving the whole series. He's just retiring to a smaller position. Didn't even get to attack us. Reborn has the post-game the size of a game. of a main game. Interesting. Apparently the VA for Sailor Moon's also retiring. Yep, I watched that yesterday. I knew Tree would have multiplayer, seeing as 2 also had it. Sort of. It looks neat. I can't wait to see some people try out the stages which weren't built around multiplayer and multiplayer. It's gonna result in some fun chaos. I think you're referring to the Japanese VA. I'm not so much worried about the enemy and boss AI, but some of them will certainly be confused. I'm more worried about specialized gimmicks and mechanics that are required or were made with the assumption that there's only going to be one person. What will happen if you add another person to the mix? Will they just focus on player 1? Or if you try adding multiple people, they'll bug out horribly. The Apple stage? Washed away. Ow. Ran into a Mentool's helmet. I'm not really discussing the stage here because, there's nothing much to discuss here, other than the environments being a bit pretty. Suddenly, fans, a hover. Mega Man Permafrost uses the Megamix engine. Good. So the controls and physics will be on point. Unless they played around with that, but at least there'll be a solid baseline there. Oh, the one where you dodge a lot of apples? That's the one where you fight the king at the end. That's the one where you fight the kid at the end of the stage. I know exactly what you're referring to. That's not spiky situation, but the one with a lot of spikes everywhere. The one that's based off of I Wanna Be the Guy. I mean, making an engine is a fun challenge and good programming experience, but if you want to build a Mega Man or any fan game in a more reasonable amount of time, just use a pre-built engine. And if you need to make changes, just modify the engine if possible. There are situations where you do want to build another engine, like if all the engines you have access to are either too complicated or just bad. Well, this boss fight's really easy. Like, do we really need pickups like this? If you just wanted to give us a pickup going to the fight, just leave a large life energy. Plus they drop your shishis. So, Double Iceman could have been a minor challenge had there not been higher elevation blocks and infinite respawns. Unfortunately with Dr. Winter, they were forced to use their engine because their computer physically could not run the Megamix engine, so that was out of the question. And with Rocks, I'm gonna be more forgiving of them because the engines back then were not that quite good. See, with the older fan games, I'm more willing to cut them some slacks because the engines available were either difficult to use or just, to put it nicely, not that well built. They were quote-unquote, with huge air quotes, usable, but they were rather lackluster. Like, before the Mega Engine, most of them were, again, lackluster. Lackluster at best. I remember how the original Magma 1 used a variant of Blika's engine, and oh my goodness, at best case it was held together with duct tape and love. In worst case it was oh my... And even developing in it was a kind of a pain because of a lack of proper commenting and variable standards. Oh yeah, Mega Engine also had a litany of issues too, but at the very least it was far easier to develop and extend, and actually was relatively solid. Like, basing Magma 2 off of it is a good idea, and yeah. If you're gonna play Magma 1, just play Magma 1R. That way, you have the same level design, but the controls and physics aren't just hair-pulling. Square Root -1 was also made in Blika's engine. I'm gonna eventually LP it, but I'm contemplating whether I should just wait for Pyro to upgrade the engine or not. Mr. Weird Guy, I never seen them to release the engine. At least to close out this point, when all the engines you can choose from are lackluster at best, making your own quote-unquote engine becomes a better option. Hey, mister. Oh goody, Multimedia Fusion 2. That's why I'm a lot more forgiving with older fan games using their own custom engines. But nowadays, you probably should just use the Super Mega Engine, the Mega Mix engine, or even the Mega Engine at base. Unless you have a very specific use case, or you're not designing it in Game Maker. Alright, so as I said, that stage simply existed at best. Hey Eduardo, welcome. Second up is Portman Adventure Season 5 Episode 7 Furnace Action by Queen Marka 2. 31 plays, score of 13. That's good. Alright, here's a plan for this weekend. Right now is of course levels. Tonight is a level pack made in Mega Maker X by your local vacuum / Robin Jack, Derpman X. And of course, tomorrow morning is Team Fortress 2 multiplayer. I'm gonna find out who the seal is. And tomorrow afternoon, maybe a multiplayer session with Mega Team Up. Canned cheese. A little bit fumbled, but it's fine. You know, this is one of those stages where I wouldn't mind he take double damage. Proto Strike and all that. I do sometimes take breaks, but that's usually when there's no level pack available. And of course, I need to do it this week, or at least half of it, because next week is Sage 2023. Also, due to some of the requirements, I won't be able to stream the Mega Man demos, but I will pre-record them and do a live premiere of them on next Sunday. Let's start with it. No, I blocked fire. Parried mean I counterattacked it. GG? Okay. It kinda felt like half a stage. The tornado level before this and the one before that, they felt more realized in this. This felt like half action. Mega Man Derp was using the GB mod. Derp X is made using the Maker X mod. Thank you, Eduardo. Alright, time for hard stuff. Number 3 up is World 7-3 Crazy Snowboard by La Patio. 75 plays and a score of 24. Well, time for a better ice stage. But yeah, I'll take a look at Permafrost. Just wanted to check. Oh, pff. What happened there? Suddenly disappeared. Oh my goodness. Okay, we made it past the first section, only 2 deaths. One was completely, well, both were completely my fault. I see. Sure. Okay, so I have to go on off of it and fire the globulated head. Not like that, but... Oh... White bird. Oh. I cross over it. So, you say it's gonna be a lot like Mega Man X. Can you elaborate? Oh yeah, if I jump and try switching direction, it'll break, isn't it? No? I must have grazed the wall then. What? Again, why does it dissipate? I didn't even press twice. Wall jumps, fast gameplay, jet skates, health upgrades, sub-tank. Will it also have armor parts? I'm asking because the X series technically has 4 eras. Oh my god, hang on. Yee. Okay. Still don't. Wall jumps were in Withers? What? Wall jumps, fast gameplay, jet skates, health upgrades, they weren't in Wither. Armor parts and a sub-tank were. But that was with a special weapon, or a technique that doesn't really count. And that was only one section too, so, then... Okay, that's not the section I was thinking of. We have to freeze enemies and jump off of them. That's not wall jumping at all. That's not wall jumping at all. Slicer, yeah. Yeah, in the Mega section, in the penultimate stage, we have to freeze enemies to climb up a vertical section. I'm getting very weird interactions with the oil slider off of water. Too far ahead. Freezing enemies and using them as platforms is fun. Okay, now this behaved as I thought it should. Okay, armor, different power-up system to place it. I wish I could just aim the globule down, instead of it shooting way forwards. Jump when I see the arrow. Okay. I wish there was an arrow here, too. Okay. Buster basically as if we got a full armor set from the get-go. I don't understand at all why the Sunny decides to disappear. The only time that should happen is when I take a hit, bonk into a wall, or press jump again. But I'm not pressing jump again. That's what's making this section uncharacteristically difficult, because I can't get there consistently. Hypercharge, which allows me to perform a special move when you fill some condition. That is, hit something with a melee attack 10 times for a close range blast or shotgun. And when you hypercharge changes based on what items you have equipped. That reminds me kind of how Gravity Circuit does it. Oh, pff. When you defeat a main boss, you get 3 things. Long range weapon, close range weapon, and a different double jump replacement. So, different mobility option. A lot of sub-levels, so you don't have to go through. But most or all the upgrades will be in them. This level is difficult because of the precision involved and the weird inconsistent behaviors with the oil slider. Jump. Jump. Nope. I just wish there was a platform there so I don't have to keep dying half the time before I even reach it. And the main level is dynamically scaled in difficulty depending on how many sub-levels you beat. Again, why? This is what makes this so extraordinarily frustrating. See? Oh. Jump. Jump. Jump sooner. Yeah, the arrows aren't exactly telling the truth because they had to jump sooner for that one. Jump. 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 Have to jump over that too. Yeah, honestly, this section isn't really fun to me. Again, it feels like I'm battling inconsistent physics and the level itself. I turn on Noctis, this is not. And of course, I don't really get much time to react to the next thing. Another situation where I wish I had Celeste's binoculars. Alright. Avalanche. And a glorious checkpoint. That's a pretty fiery avalanche if you were to ask me. Well, I'm dead. Main level scale depending on... okay. How many main levels you beat? Alright. That's one way to avoid some issues with how levels are typically constructed in the classic NX series. That way the first level can always be the easiest, and the last one hardest. Of course, how you accomplish that can be a bit tricky, especially with the harder difficulty ones. What? Oh, yeah. You just missed me dying over a dozen times due to inconsistent physics. Well, it's more direct scaling difficulty. Slowing down at all is just very risky on this. I would have preferred if there was a dedicated... I would have strongly preferred if there was a dedicated button to slow me down without changing direction. To avoid these frustrations. Let me try something. Alright, didn't slow me down there. Oof. That's gonna be a problem. X5, X6, and X7 only scale the bosses. And mini-bosses, of course. Some mini-bosses. This is still far less frustrating than the previous section. Why did it eat? I don't know. It just feels like something is really wrong when using this. If I don't have to slow down, it's completely fine. If I have to slow down or even turn around, things start going horribly wrong. That's all me. Oh, you can... maybe if there's a sound effect if the oil slider impact against walls or something, I could better diagnose what's exactly happening. Because I don't know what's happening. Like, why does it keep randomly dissipating? Either way, what do I think? I think it sounds cool. In this way you have a combination of both power-ups and side grades. And it fixes the issues with relative static difficulty. Too soon. Going into this, I expected this to be difficult, but I didn't expect it to be difficult, half the difficulty to be derived from the oils from the surfboard being bad itself. Or not bad, but weirdly inconsistent. The only way you can usually break out of it is to double jump, or jump in midair, or again, bonk against the wall. Typically in Mega Man type games, specifically referring to Classic and X, there's always a Maverick who is basically your best pick for going there first, and one or two who you should always save for last. With the enemy scaling difficulty, with the stages scaling difficulty depending on how many you beat beforehand, this sort of resolves this issue. Sort of, I say that with an asterisk. Sort of with an asterisk because you still have armor parts. Keep in mind, it was never really a forced boss order in the first place. It's more like highly encouraged if you want to get everything and reduce the amount of backtracking. Hang on, let me finish this section and I can get my full thoughts. This jump. Were you referring... Buster, were you referring to me or Sylveon with your last statement? I'm trying to figure out if I misspoke or... Sylveon, okay. Ah, we're back after a dozen deaths? Oh, why? Are you kidding me? You should... Hey, Frost. Okay. Hang on a second. Wait. You suddenly increased the difficulty significantly by the end. Like, this section is difficult, but then suddenly at the end, it became... very difficult. Like, oh my goodness, literal difficulty spike. Well, if I was more of a Kaizo enthusiast, then yeah. Again, if you're making a stage, don't do this. Unless you're trying to make it more Kaizo or Troll level. Like, nothing in this section prepares you for suddenly something like that. So, what's the issue, Self? Ah. Dead. What if you don't want to play another Mega Man? Don't play Buster's game? Oh, I'm dead. Oh, Mega Mari. Got it. I don't remember the stages in Mega Mari getting tougher. Why do you need to follow a specific order? What happens if you don't? I know Mega Mari makes the cautious decision to give you different special weapons depending on which character defeats the boss. And no, you can't just swap them out. I think I'm just gonna use the level editor and place myself there. I'm gonna make it there and die again because... yeah, I'd label this stage as being very hard, if only for that last part which suddenly comes out of nowhere. Not nowhere, but... I don't know. I mean, in this section you can use spikes because, well, you can't damage boost off of them. And it achieves the same effect, you dying. Unless, well, there is one glitch you can perform, but that's really hard to do fast, and that's really only reserved for the very skilled players. So honestly, I agree, I just replace it with spikes. Thank you, Firesawdust. Alright. How far were we from... oh. Okay. Yeah. This is about 20 to 30 screens long, but as you can tell by the timer, I spent over 25 minutes on it. Well, 23 or 24. The timer on the game is a bit off because it doesn't count all the time for reloading. And I over-exaggerated the difficulty on this jump, but considering what came before it, I spent half the stream doing it. Yep. I was worried this was gonna be this difficult, that's why I didn't make it the first stage. I don't know if I'd call it Died Kaizo or Kaizo. At the very least, it's definitely Died Kaizo. This jump... I mean, Mega Marino is already much more skilled than I am. They play way more Mega Man than I do. Don't be embarrassed. Toho looks awesome. It is possible. I know there's a different trick you can do it while jumping. Okay. I thought I'd have to wall jump off the left and right, off the right and left wall to get there. Because there is a trick where you can activate the oil slider in midair. See if I could... come on. See? If you time it pixel perfectly, you can wall jump. You can basically perform a makeshift wall jump. So yeah, just place Proto there. I thought Lepati would force me to do something like this and wall jump off of here, and then break the block this way. And it's one of those sections which by themselves isn't too long, but because of how frequent death is, it feels longer. On other stages, the patio's checkpoint placement is fine. It's just inherently with all of the instant death here where it becomes an issue. The way I would make this easier is, yeah, put a checkpoint. If I were designing it, I'd probably put it here. But it's too close to the end, so it would end up having to be around here. Maybe put a temporary respite area if you want to make it a little bit easier. But yeah. Anyway, stage is done. Thank you for bearing with me for this stage. Anyways, that's a neat idea for a future game. Very good. Starting off with basically a full armor set to charge up your abilities with different special conditions. Difficulty scaling levels depending on order, which makes it more replayable. The boss order isn't as encouraged. I know it's not mandatory in the baseline X series for the most part, but it is heavily encouraged. Here in this one you're proposing, it doesn't sound as encouraged. A bunch of optional stages. Sure, give some ideas for some levels. See you, Eduardo. Thanks for stopping by. Board up is Timberblade Forest by the Shadow Lord. 75 plays, score 36. Whew. And this will be the last patio stage for the stream. It's kind of funny. If all goes well, tomorrow I'll be playing 2 Valve endorsed or published games. So 8 ward aim dash, so mid-air dash, or basically carry. Why is it that Mega Maker levels are either really easy or really hard? Unfortunately, it depends heavily on you, how good you are with playing the game, and what levels you encounter. For me, most of the levels I play, I wouldn't call them very easy, but they seem to modulate between being relatively easy to normal, or being relatively difficult. There aren't that many quote-unquote normal difficulty stages I play. I guess it's due to the casual and more hardcore audiences congregating into different subgroups. But the casual groupings. But it seems like the levels that are built more for the casual audience tend to become more popular. See most popular queue. I paused for a moment there because I was worried that the NSF player broke again. Thank you, Oscar. I'll try covering at least one of them. I mean, I would say they're competent, just needs more practice. Then again, my standards of what I consider to be quote-unquote competent are very likely lower than yours. I like the regular RM/Maverick stages. It's in the fortresses where things get spicy. See ya, Frost. Nice. How did the move go, Oscar? Hopefully there's no secret down there. I'll still play your levels. Alright, that's one way to vary up this encounter. And especially as I can't destroy him without special weapons. Let me put it this way. Drop and Jack, aka your local vacuum, does a good job with introducing and escalating mechanics, and the climaxes tend to be fairly decent as well. My main issue has more to do with difficulty balancing. They don't suffer from the issue that many other level designers suffer from, or level pack creators, where they don't really explore their mechanics, or gimmicks or enemies. Drop and Jack does it fairly well, or fairly decently at the very least. My issue is that the difficulty can end up being really punishing suddenly, especially noticeable during the fortress stages. Darkman was one example, but not the worst. Thank you, Frost. I'm gonna flip the order around because I already did Andrew's level earlier. It's a different kind of punishing, or difficulty. I don't know how to describe it, but Lepatio's and Drop and Jack's levels are difficult, but they don't quite feel difficult in the same way. You have one more hour. Or less than an hour. Hey Silent, welcome. Glad you can make it. I know this is more of a basic level, but considering what happened last time, just a few minutes ago, I'll take it. Fifth up is Something Wrong with Boo Beam Trap That Needs to Be Fixed by Jinox74. 98 playing score of 30. Aww. The booby traps are asleep on the wheel. Here only some of them work. Strange. They're on family vacation. Let's see. Yeah, Lapatio's levels, especially on the other... Actually, wait a minute. Lapatio's levels in general are basically toned down Kaizo levels. And depending on the difficulty, they're heavily toned down or slightly toned down. Like the previous one I consider directly to be Diet Kaizo, or Kaizo depending on your pick. They really like to extend the mechanics or special weapons or certain enemies and really exploring how hard can they be made to be. With Drop and Jack, it's... I'm not gonna say it's boring objects, but... It feels like they make the... It feels like this... It's like the regular Fortress stages, but... If we were to bump up the difficulty significantly with them. Because they do explore the mechanics a lot, I would say a lot. Like, whereas Lapatio is more quote-unquote narrowly focused, more Kaizo-oriented, Drop and Jack has a more generalist approach, quote-unquote generalist. I'm gonna use a lot of air quotes here. But it can also result in issues, as you mentioned. Yeah, these boo beams need some coffee. Next up is 7 Force, Endurance Boss Rush by Janox74, 68 play score 17. Spring. Charge. Magnet. Firestorm. Break. Spin. Scully. All 7 combined to form basically 7 Force. We get infinite use of these weapons because in Dawnstar Heroes we had infinite. Each of these 4 weapons corresponds to a different weapon type in Gunstar. Well, you're hopping. Tree, magnet. Come on, Chaser. Fire. As Proto, this should be one of the easier phases. Is this the Plants vs. Zombies OST? I don't know. Hey, kitty. They don't like the sun for some reason. DVZ OST. Oh yeah, you're right. Careful listening to it. Scully. Anarchy. Stage clear. You know, I need to play Gunstar Heroes sometime in the future. That looks very fun. In general, if I were to play a regular stage, I would prefer Drop and Jacks levels, the non-Fortress ones. But if I were to play more of a challenge stage, I prefer the patios levels, mostly. Keep in mind though, I don't hate any I don't really hate any I actually like most of her stages, despite a lot of the frustrations that may air out playing them. Okay, 7th up is Ruby Spear Saga, The Secluded Dojo by Eduardo. 34 plays, score of 11. Furry Force? Ah yes. Fox Kids. Or the Fox Box. I knew it as the Fox Box, which eventually became 4Kids TV. So yeah, to remind you all, tonight I'm going to be covering the first part of Drop and Jack's level pack. And then next week, there won't be anything Saturday evening because I need to fix some things. Ah, you got it. One of the few instances where dodge roll came in handy. If you can find a better NSF replacement for Starman's team, let me know. I'd be happy to have that. If you do, please post it under NSF replacements. Oh gosh. Yeah, I thought so. I don't envy people trying to demake the tracks under the limitations of NSFs. Screw Crusher time. Easy. After this stage, I'm gonna take a short refreshing pause and then I'll make my return. Oh, certainly. I know there's 16-bit support, but I don't know if that still works. Well, there was. And I agree. Really want Ogg Vorbis support. Should still be? Good. Hey Zapug, welcome to the stream. You could call me one. I like Mega Man. I primarily focus on the classic series and to a lesser extent the X series. Now, am I good at those games? That's a whole other question. Oh, yeah. So, Maker used to have Ogg support, but moved on due to memory limitations. Do I want the work-in-progress version? Sure! You have about half an hour more to complete it. So, I think you can finish it. Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. I need to share my co-host under the socials over here. I keep forgetting to do that. I know a bunch of the people in the Magmal server are doing that. How many bosses does one level need? Depends. This is Eduardo stages, so sometimes they can feel like 2 stages together. I was gonna make a joke saying anywhere between 0 and 8. I was gonna make a joke saying anywhere between 0 and 9, but Oh man. Actually, that wasn't too bad. And yeah, this level is kind of long. I think up there is supposed to be basis route, so I'll just go right. We could probably compress the stage by about 25% or half, speed up the difficulty increase, and it'll be fine. Who's my favorite RM? I don't exactly have one. I have like multiple candidates. At least for Mega Man 5, one example would be Napalm Man. Part of his design and a lot of jokes along the way. Anyways, stage is done. It was fun, but probably could stand to be half as long. Or maybe 33% smaller. Still didn't feel as long as some physically shorter stages though. Do I have them as my avatar? An 8-bit deathmatch, yes. Neat level. I mean, of all the levels I play in this episode, I think I'd mark this as being my favorite. Like, if Crazy Snowboard wasn't as punishing, that'd be my favorite. But, yeah. Maker Avatar mugshot? Maybe? I'll have to check. Alright, be right back in a moment. And I've returned. Thank you, Zapug. I wouldn't say I'm the best, far from it. Thank you. I've been AFK for about 5-6 minutes. I usually take a break after an hour. If I can. Not always possible. Okay. Hey, Megalite. 8 up is MM Plus Remix Kirby Man Stage Modified Tree by Firesawdust. 17 play, score of 2. We'll be covering levels for about 40 more minutes, then move on to art, memes, and what else. Oops. Should have known. You have time, Buster. I'll pencil your stage in as the last one if need be. Alright, that's an alternate way of dying at least. It certainly looks visually interesting. Interesting is the word I'll use. It's more high-tech than I usually expect from... Oh yeah, now it looks like what I expect from Kirby. The first screen was like the bubbly clouds. We're back in the clouds and towers. Then suddenly it was more high-tech or something. Neat. Whoa. Easy there, explosive mines. Oh boy. I can see the problem. That's a good thing he takes double damage. Oh. Hey, there's also those generators below. One more and I'm probably dead now. Nope. Survived. Not lucky. Oh my, get back. Ah, ceiling. You were smart to put a ceiling there, so I can't just cheese the entire stage. Instant death below. And when I say instant death, I mean Mega Man 1 style. So no more mercy iframes for me. Eep. Threading the needle. I'm keeping the rush jet, thank you very much. You forgot to put a ceiling there. Cotton candy background. In this engine, the mines can float wherever. They don't need water. They can float in space, normal air, and of course underwater. Oh, okay. I see what you mean by nerfing that. Eh, not really that tough. But luckily for me, still have this. Hey, Bouncy. I'd say it's more memorable than your original version. And considering the quality of levels we saw in this stream, I think I'll mark this as being my honorable mention. Bubbly Clouds plus Castle low, low, low. And I was able to steal the rush gen until the end. Neat. Okay, Frost, you're next up. Excuse me. Look at the space here. Ninth up is Aquatic Mine, not based on SA2, by Unheated Beans. 3 play, score of 1. SA2 referring to Sonic Adventure 2. Just keep running. And Aquatic Mine has lyrics because it's one of Knuckles' stages, so I guess quote that. Strange World, or Unknown World. I didn't play Namco Cross Capcom. A bunch of people, apparently. And hey, and at least it was in a slightly different setting, I guess. Like, at least it was a non-rectangular boss arena, had some differences. It's not good, but I've seen worse. This really should have been 2 separate bosses. Destroying one should not have destroyed the other. Like, especially as base, dodging isn't as difficult. Now, if it was Mega Man or Proto Man or even Roll, maybe a different story. I get what trying to make the bosses not too difficult, but with this combo and how much free space it gives you, combined with base's double jump and dashing underwater, you don't need to make it this easy. Otherwise, I guess the stage existed? That's the nicest thing I can say about it. It didn't really leave much of an impression on me, I'm afraid. Hey Vic. No, the front page spam is not being submitted to my show or stream. It's more or less that, you know, not all levels made by designers are winners. And none of them have really appealed to me. Like, I wouldn't say any of them are bad per se. It's just that none of them really stand out to be a clear favorite of mine. But I do give special mention to Kirby Man Stage, because that was neat. But of course, Buster Stage is coming up sooner, sometime in the stream, so... 10th up is Mega Man 04 Teleporter Base by Oscar, 76 plays and a score of 29. And of course, one of the issues in one of the stages is that it was... not exactly for me. Not bad, it's just that I'm not a Kaizo player. It's been a long time since I last played 04. Hey, we all start somewhere. The first Mega Man stage I made was horrendous. My main problem with the previous stage is that it didn't really do much. Like, I couldn't tell what exactly it was going for. The most memorable part was the boss fight, and that was a bit too easy. Based on the level ID, this should have come out after World was released. I've already used her about 2 times during the stream. Okay, 1 key. I haven't encountered engine unresponsiveness issues. Thankfully. Like, surprisingly enough, as much as I complain about button input restoration issues and the jokes they're lying, I didn't really have them this week. No, the main issue was with the oil slider behaving inconsistently. 03 is my favorite as well. Oh, okay. Followed by 04, then 01, then 02. Oh yeah, reverse difficulty. I'll talk more about that when I get to that. 04 has fixed that. Zero One's ranking basically didn't really do much. It's only in 2 and 3 where they became much more important. And to a lesser extent 4. My first Mega Man game, if I can recall, was 7. Not my favorite, that'd be a tie between 4 and 11 in the classic series. I have a lot of fond memories of 7, and I feel it's a bit too harsh on the 8-bit remake. But I really feel if it was less rushed, it would have been better. It really suffered from the 3-month development schedule. it's far from perfect. It's, to put it nicely, decent. Okay, decent. I see what... Okay, you're back here. Again, I see what they're going for, but it needed more time in the oven. Whoops. Oh, wait a minute. Alright, you're dead. Don't you love shotgun strats? My favorite Mega Man Classic games are 4 and 11. Battle Network favorites are going to be a tie between 3 and 6. X favorites is going to be 1, followed by 4, followed by 2 or 8, then followed by 3 or 5, then 7 and 6. 0, of course, is 3, followed by 4, followed by 1, followed by 2. ZX I haven't played yet, but I've watched a full playthrough of the first one. Legends I haven't played yet. Star Force I haven't played yet. And I believe that's all the sub-series. There's a glitch right now where dash jumping with Tengu blades sometimes soft locks the game. Ooh. I'm mostly looking forward to 2 and especially 2, and I'll get to it when I do my marathon of the my quote-unquote marathon of the series. Like, the classic games are going to be done really pretty quickly. It's when we get to the X series, where X and 0 series, where things are going to slow down. And Legends is going to be one of the... Is Legends longer than Battle Network 3 or 6? Not counting post-game? To repeat the question, are Legends 1 and 2 longer than the main game of 3 and 6? About as long? Good. How's the progress on your stage going, Buster? Okay. 11th up is Double Attack Cool Test by FG Pay. 15 plays and a score of -4. I didn't expect to encounter bottom text in the title. Well, there's something you don't usually see. Alright. Like, X8 will require only 2 streams to beat. I say 2 because I don't really trust myself. Oh. Well, I'm really happy I have infinite health. The smart strategy would actually be to beat Bounce Man first. But because I want the extra challenge in doing it this way... See ya, Firesawdust. Good luck with college. Um, the most memorable part of the stage is bottom text. Okay, let's check out some levels from the popper queue. See what stuff shows up here. I want to see this. Twelfth up is Teleporter Glitch That Still Isn't Fixed After All This Time by Blue5439. 97 plays and a score of 29. I have about 10 to 15 more minutes. Oops. That's the speedrunner strategy. I only have about 10 to 15 more minutes to finish the stream before I go into art, so... Ah. Stuck in the wall. I see what they mean. Wasn't there a level... I think I played a level or two that was designed around this fact. Going inside the walls and teleporting out of it. Or getting shoved out. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a glitch by now or an extended glitch. Okay. So yeah, if you don't want to rush it, Buster, I'd be happy to cover it next week as the first stage. Mega Man's stuck inside your walls. He's calling for lemon juice. Do I want to do the work in progress? Sure. And I can do the full stage next week. I would like to end with a little bit of a better stage. Okay, I'll do this stage, and if it's ready, yours. Thirteenth up is Ice Palace Rework by Amaro Tree. 73 plays, score 28. Fire, dash, and ice weapons. Pretty cool opening. No pun intended. Two keys required. The dash route. Ah, alright. That's how we get back. And to prevent us from backtracking, we add that door. Easy M. Would have preferred an E-tank, just to not make it too easy. Ignore the arrow. Yeah, I can't get up there. That was a poor choice on my part. "30 screens with 2 checkpoints. Oof. It seems they're doing this. I like how they're opening and closing paths using the key doors. That is smart. Not the key doors, the key blocks. Two checkpoints not counting starting in Boss Hall 1. I think that's fine then. So that was a time limit, so I wouldn't die. If it's 4 for 30 screens and the stage itself isn't too tough, it's fine. Okay, don't despawn it. So far, pretty easy. This is like a special weapon challenge stage, but the challenges for the special weapons are fairly straightforward. Now it's getting slightly tougher. And we're back here. Ah. It's not equal to 1 anymore, so I can go down here. I want to see what's here. I don't know if I'd call... It's just like a mini Metroid... I don't know if I'd call this a Metroidvania as it's still very linear. But... I like the progression. It does sort of feel like a Metroidvania... It does have aspects of Metroidvania design though, you're right. Like how, for one, like how in the room you obtain your new special weapon, you're forced to use it to get out. Welcome back, Andrew. I getcha. This entire thing was optional so I can get some stuff. Namely the red key. I mean, the level itself is kind of... Okay, so I was forced to go down there. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to open up this door, so mandatory. The level itself is fairly... The challenges that lie in this level are mostly basic, or very straightforward. But I really like the challenge I really like the power progression, so to speak, of how you get special weapons, and how stuff is gated. In other levels, it's a lot more, in other levels, the progression, the ways that the level designers place the more strength to guide you on your path forwards. They're not quite as compact as it is here. So for that alone, I'll give this an honorable mention. And even though the challenges aren't really difficult, some are neat. For instance, raising and lowering the water. This is something I'd recommend to a beginner to intermediate maker player. Sorry to interrupt your date, Snowman. Hi. Oops. Sorry. It could almost become a Metroidvania if it had more, if it was actually non-linear. That's smart. Alright, I can only wait for about 4 more minutes before I have to... If I don't get any other stage in 4 minutes, I am going to end off and go to art. Okay, I'll make it 5. If the challenges themselves were a bit more complicated, not necessarily more challenging, but more complicated, this would easily become the favorite level of this stream. Sorry, not enough time, I'm afraid. And next mod is tonight. Incoming. Wonderful. I'll set up some other things and wait. As a reminder, tonight is Dirtman X, a level pack made by Drop and Jack using the X mod. Thank you! Okay, typing in. Tap, tap, tap. Alrighty then, all set. So the 14th and final level of this episode is Shockingly Attractive Power Plant Work in Progress by Buster. Freshly uploaded, so 0 on all the marks. It's work in progress, so the tile set's of course going to be the classic default overused Cutman tiles. Insert more adjectives. I already covered 2 of your levels, Andrew. Don't be greedy. That's more than any other that's about the same as Jedok. Okay. Introductions to the Bunby tanks and the Elekens. You can make it. You okay there, Eleken? You seem to have also got stuck in the wall. Do you need a teleporter out? Oh my! Showing us that we can use this as a base spot of refuge. And on both directions too. But in order to get across, we need to use the magnetic ceiling. Well, we don't have to, but intended. Like, if I really wanted to, I could just use the wall. Uh-oh. I know what's coming. It's gonna get magnetized, isn't it? Okay. Yep. Nice way of introducing it to the player for us to see how it works physically, and for us to show its hitbox and how it's a solid object, and now how it normally is supposed to work. And now this is always active. Everything coming together. You know, another nice thing about this, if it goes slightly off screen, it waits for me. See? Stand here, right over there. Yeah, this is clearly the climax because everything, we have all the enemies and gimmicks together. Ow. Or is it? It was just a midpoint, wasn't it? Now we're being introduced to those things. Oh boy, if that wasn't the climax. You know, in any other stage, I'd mark this as being a fairly decent climax, but it's going further and introducing more stuff. And showing how this can also activate that. And at the end is the boss fight. Well, I guess this is going to be extended a bit further, so we have the electrified floors and ceilings to jump and fall between. But as a work in progress, Very solid level. At worst it's decent, at its best it's good. Like, the only thing that's really missing is the last section, the boss fight, maybe tidying up the true climax, and of course the graphics. But as it stands right now, it does a good job of introducing, escalating, recombining, and putting everything together at the end with a nice bow. Especially in the gimmicks and electricity front. This is clearly, as such, this is my favorite level of the episode, as I expected. Like, I kind of like the midpoint climax more than the actual climax more. It packs together more of the gimmicks. It crams together the gimmicks more interestingly, so to speak. I wouldn't say anything should be taken out. I just wish the true climax is more like the midpoint, or just before the midpoint. Otherwise, 2 thumbs up. Of course, you should probably ask someone else too. So overall, of the 14 levels I covered in today's morning stream, my favorite level was, of course, Shockingly Attractive Power Plant Work in Progress by Buster, with 2 honorable mentions going to MM Plus Remix Kirby Man Stage Modified Version 3 by Firesawdust, and Ice Palace Rework by Amaro Tree. Good job, Tree, and thank you to everyone else who submitted your levels to me. It is really appreciated. It's because of these levels why I come back to play Maker more often, even despite the issues I complain about or criticize. Like, as much as I criticize Maker, I still enjoy playing it. It's like a solid, almost good title. Or, some other people will call it a 7. So with all of that said and done, it is time for the art showcase. Ooh, Venom Samus. Or Venom Suit Samus. Shadow the Hedgehog of Ulrich. Ayato Testu. Testu? What do you mean, Tetsu? Nothing, just a doggle girl. OC belongs to Miss Mixie. I highly advise uploading your furry art to other sites as well. Knowing how /the site formerly known as Twitter is going. I'd advise co-host and, I guess, The Machine's Gone Mad Revolution version. Nice! Now with the Wheel of Death. It's okay, Drawbajack. Hopefully we'll see you tonight. Ultimate Doc Robot's giant form from the Sequel Wars. Blurry eyes. Yep, allowed. I don't see really much issues with that. Far from the Lotus thing we showcased here. Hershey and Friends in the Mega Man Classic Inafune style. Not actually Inafune, but colloquial term. Hershey's, Reese's, and Kisses. They could work as regular mooks or maybe a mini-boss troop. The Hershey Masters, or the Chocolatiers. With that, this marks the end of the art showcase. And by extension, the stream. Thank you to everyone who either submitted their levels, their art, or just participated in chat. It's due to your continued support why I continue to produce new content for the channel. It is really appreciated. So, if you're enjoying this or any other piece of content on the channel, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they always help it out. Don't forget to follow me on the platform formerly known as Twitter and Mastodon as well, and join my Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all in a future Let's Play.